I want to welcome you all here as Canadians. I've attended quite a few of these new Canadians gatherings. My first part of saying that we want to welcome you as Canadians. We want you to keep your traditions and your heritages, but don't come to Canada and try to force your heritage on us. We want you to make us feel that you're wonderful Canadians. We're so happy to have you here. You've chosen this country. I think you should make this country your home. You remember your heritage, but make Canada proud of you.
But I'm quite satisfied that I served 3.5 years attempting to preserve this country, and we fully expect that all of you people who have come here to become Canadian citizens are going to protect this fine country that we have. At 91 years old, I stand before you quite proud of the fact that I have had quite a life in this wonderful country, and I certainly expect and ask very, very seriously that you people will continue to keep Canada one of the finest nations in the world.
Clinical Investigation Unit was the section of the Air Force that did all of the checking and testing. The most prominent one that I had participated in was what we called a G suit. What it was a special design suit that would allow you to retain consciousness under aircraft maneuvers that other people could not. It did not get used in World War II. But when the Korean War came along, the Sabres, which was not as great an aircraft, the score on aircraft shot down was 11-1 in favor of the Sabre. Why? The Sabre pilots were wearing G suits. Now, I came out to this country. I too am an immigrant. I was 1 year old on the boat coming over. So all I can say, I want to congratulate you all on becoming Canadian. And by golly, value it, because you can't buy what you have now.
As the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic had avowed that they were about to attack and take over all of Western Europe. Germany did not have an army, so we had to go to Germany to defend Germany, which seemed ironic. That's not important. None of this is important. What's important is to welcome you here and remind you of the history of Canada. We were all immigrants. Now, we have evolved into a democracy which is very difficult to hold on to. And the reason for this is that all these wars come along in other countries which threaten our way of life. And our way of life is quite simple, really. I think you will appreciate it. It's about freedom.
At 17.5 years old, they stopped what they were doing, they packed up their stuff, they got into planes, and they went to another country to stop abuses in that country from coming here. They didn't do it for glory. They surely didn't do it for money. They did it because it was the right thing to do. Why did I go? Was it my fight? Yes, it was. Because in this country, as these gentlemen have said, we have a responsibility to make sure that other people on this world live in the peace that we have. And if you come from another country that is not as peaceful as this is, you understand that. Hundreds of thousands of Canadian soldiers, sailors, airmen, and airwomen have sacrificed themselves so that we can sit in a room, interracial, interreligious, men and women, different generations and different ages, to talk without fear of somebody coming through that door and dragging us away. And in some countries, we know that that is not the case. As these gentlemen have said, this is the best country in the world, period. If you've come from somewhere and found peace here, you need to tell your story because it validates you and it validates these gentlemen's service. If you get nothing from today at all, you have looked into the eyes of history. You have met aircrew. You have met Cold War on the ground stopping the Russian invasion individuals. You have touched world history that has changed this country to allow the legislation that opened its doors to your families and to mine. So let's make sure we understand something. The gift of freedom that you have is a gift. And it breeds responsibility, in my opinion, not rights. You're responsible for your own actions. You are responsible for your own behavior. You are responsible to make yourself better and this country better. In this country, be anything. Succeed. Achieve. But remember this. Somebody paid a price. We're here. We all know comrades who are not. As a veteran, that's all I can ask for. And I'm glad you're here. Welcome to Canada. Do your best to succeed. Set the bar higher. Be the best you can be. Find the cure for cancer. Become the Prime Minister. Get involved. Make changes. Make this country better. That's what we need. That's what we expect from you. Thank you.